Hey, I'm Cousin Stuffy. People say I do lots of nasal snuff. Thank you, everybody, for coming back to my stanky studio. Of course, I am Cousin Stuffy. And today, I have some nasal snuff to share with you. This is a snuff that I actually sent to Mr. Tony Snuff. And I really look forward to having him do a review on it. But sadly enough, Tony, you haven't made a video in like months. That's crazy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a nasal snuff review impression. How much I likey on peach sweet snuff. Sweet as a peach. Let's get that in there. Let's make it happen. Why does it always want to, have your hands in focus? Or my eye back here. Anyways, this is a peach sweet snuff. It's a dry snuff. Comes in little containers and big containers. This is made from the American Snuff Company. One of the few ones still made by the American Snuff Company. Many ones are actually, at least the American scotches, are made from Swisher. Swisher makes them. So, it's got the warning, smokeless tobacco is addictive, which is true. But I don't mind being addicted to nicotine in this healthier form. Ooh, when you open it up, anyhow, it's a pretty light snuff. And it's very sweet. I don't get peachy. Well, maybe the lightest bit of peach. One time I made I was a home brewer, so I made my own beer, and I decided to make a peach beer. And at first I hated it. And I think it's because of the look of it. Because so I brewed the beer, and then once it was done brewing, I put it into another carboy. Carboy is like a big 5-gallon jug glass, kind of like the ones you'd see for a water thing. So, and that I put. It's called a secondary, so secondary fermentation, and that I put like 5 pounds of peaches into it, like pitted peaches, and let that sit for another week, and it brewed, and it made a fantastic beer. But the peach sludge at the bottom of the carboy was way too much for me to handle. It was disgusting. I'm not saying that this smells. Actually, that sludge at the bottom, it didn't smell bad. It wasn't that it smelled bad. It was just gross looking. And this smells a bit like that peach. I'm sure that's a smell very few of you have probably ever come across, but that's my honest impression of it. So I could tell you, out of the container, it has that smell. I should also tell you too, American Scotch snuff. Anyways, it's kind of become like dip. A lot of old timers still use this this dry snuff, and what they would do with it, in fact, they wouldn't. Well, I'm sure initially they used it as snuff and inhaled it. I can't think of the word now. Suffocated. Yeah. Dagnabbit. Can't think of the word. Anyways, so they would put it into their nose right here. And that's how initially did it. But then they started dipping. And dipping comes from them taking a stick, this is obviously a Sharpie, licking it, dipping it into the snuff, and then when there's a little bit on it, they would work it into their cheek. So they would first do that, and then when they weren't getting a big kick out of that, then they would just put a big old wad of it into their cheeks and whatnot. And I think these peaches and like the dentals, they were made to accommodate those people that really wanted something that tasted good, not exactly that smelled good. But I've gotten way off topic for this 5-minute. I should be done by now. Thanks for hanging out. So, I already told you it smells like rotten beer. No, it's very good. It's really light. It smells good. It smells good. A little bit of the history of it. Let's just go ahead and get on into it. Big old Joffrey the Giant just told us a story today about how nasal snuff almost bested him and he almost died from it. So I'm gonna have to make another video here later on about how to properly do snuff, because I am master. My technique is flawless. It truly is an art form. One of the special powers I have that come to doing nasal snuff is, if you see, when I do just little, I don't know if you guys can see that. When I breathe in just short little bursts, my nose actually go and it closes. So when I do have nasal snuff and I do that little sniff, my nose closes and it just has all that snuff, the powder, just end up right here. It can't get past into my throat. I think that's why I could handle doing like the Delakia White with really no problem whatsoever. Though that nicotine, man, whew, I'm just talking. Let's have this thing. Sorry. Slight burn. This stuff is really quite powdery and dusty. This one, it's dry when it gets into your nose, but you can like taste it into your mouth almost immediately. It's the honeybee is the same way. So I feel like maybe I had like a lifesaver or something that was peachy, which is all right. Pretty easy to use. The nicotine on it's getting up there. I would say medium high. I say that because obviously I've been rambling for like 7 minutes on this shiz, and I had a couple toots of it earlier. Yeah, it's good stuff. Nicotine, dryness. Yeah, all right. Peach, American Snuff Company. It's good. This video is good. I should tell you guys. This video is good. But I made one for Snuff Begins, titled American Snuff Company. Peach. It was a way better video. Wasn't it, Ben? Anyways, that's a little inside joke. You guys, thanks for coming to my stanky studio. Thanks for hanging out with me for 8 minutes and 33 seconds. That's like a new record for me. I'm sorry. Have a great night, and remember to take your snuff for a walk. I'm pretty sure there's a ton of stuff I left out about the snuff. But yeah, if you have any questions about it, hit me up in the comments. I pretty much respond and reply to nearly every comment. So, giggity-oo, good on you.